What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video in learning Java. My name is Curious Dani and you guys watching my channel Koraiywood. Alright, so in the previous video we have completed our social here, and we have done all with trying different tricks and different ways. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how you guys going to make your code shorter. Being a successful Java developer or C++, any other programming language, is your ability to shorten your code and to make it to hide your code and to make it more reusable. For example, code. Now if you're looking in this code, there is a lot of things that we cannot touch. For example, here we can make it shorter by just for example create a social here, but that's for the learning purposes. So underneath here we have static, which is a class variable, so we cannot touch this. But here, if you look in here, we have created our social account. We can leave it like this, but in this part, because a lot of code here, we can reusable this. We can make it reusable, and we can just make it a lot shorter, our program. So how are we going to do that? Alright, so when I learned C++, that was a long time ago, before year 2000. The first thing that I have learned in C++ is how that I'm gonna make my methods, for example. So every methods, our functions that you make, makes a big difference, for example, in your program. Alright, so how do we do that? For example, we're gonna copy all of this code, and we're gonna copy and we're gonna remove it from here. All our code is gone. So where we're gonna put this one? We're gonna put it here. All you guys needs to do is to create a method. For example, we're gonna put a public, and we got a void show. For example, we're gonna use a method. Why we use a public? Because in order for your method to show here, you need a public. Why we use a void? Because we don't have any return type, and that's our name, because we are not returning anything. We just want to show something here. So if you just want to show, you just put a void and put everything's whatever from here we have copied from here. We're gonna put it here inside this. So now this method gonna have all of this whatever we had it before there. So you guys need to make adjustment here, because here we don't have this social name, and Java is gonna think, well, where is this social names coming from? So here you guys need to use the original name. Just put a name, use the original address. We just put a address, and here use the gender. We just put a gender, and here we just put an age. And if you notice, social that user count is not turning red, or there's nothing happening with this one. Why there's nothing happening? Because it belongs to, as I said, to the class. Because the class here easily accepts this one, because this is a static. It accepts here and accepts here. So that's a static, that's a class variable, as I said, because this one, they all here is tied to the object. And in this class social, there is no object here. It's just variables here, our fields here. But here we have our objects here. So now that we have created a method called show, and this method every time in our program, if you guys want to use it, just use show. That's it. You don't have to type again all this. So this is the beauty of C++ and Java programming language, because Java is written in C++. So instead of typing all this again and again and again, do not repeat yourself, or dry is very popular in programming languages. So if someone asks you dry, it means do not repeat yourself. And how we're going to do that? We're going to create methods. So, and we're going to call our methods in the next file over here. So how do we go to call our methods? All you guys need to do is just use your objects, my social account dot, and you guys gonna put a show, which is your method. That's it. And even if you guys want to remove this, you can remove this. there is no need for this anymore. Here now you're looking here, your code is much more readable and much more shorter than before. So your code is gonna exactly work. So now here we have distributed our code through two different files here. So the first one is gonna have two method. One method is gonna show and have all our fields and have a method show. So this is going to take the responsibility of this, and here we're going to just put one line. We're putting our objects dot show. That's exactly like before. We're putting our objects. So here you're just putting your objects here, your objects, and just putting your fields here. So now you're not putting our objects, but we're putting our objects only once here. So that's how we're gonna make our code more reusable. But now you're gonna ask me, Mr. Yazdani, but you didn't test it. We're going to test it, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to prove it to you that it's going to work, and it works like before. There is no problem. So what's going to happen is that if we have achieved exactly the same result, and anyone looking at your code is going to get your boss going to get happy. Anyone looking at your code is going to say, that's a very, very nice and very, very tidy code. Because if you look in here, then whoever is looking at your code is going to look here. You have imported your class social, which is here social. All right, so now there is a lot of fields here, and now you have a method show, and now here you have imported this one. You have your own main methods here, and you have your objects here. You have instantiated objects. Your class you're going to count with your static class variable, and here we have initialize all your fields, our variables, our attributes, and here you are just using the method show here. This method show, you can put it display, you can put it user show, you can put anything XYZ, your name, whatever you want to put it, but just a method name. Make sure you put a void, because you're not returning anything. If you look in here, we are not returning anything. So there's a lot of instances when you want to return something. So if I put a return, Java's going to get mad at me. Java's going to say, hey, you have put a void there. You should remove your void here. So if you look in here, one error, it means Java's going to say if you put a void, you don't put a return. For example, if you guys say hi to someone, you're expecting someone to return something to you. If you say hello, you're expecting someone to say something. But if you say something like you're just telling the person about the story, you're not expecting the person to reply to you. You're not expecting the person to talk in the middle. So that's what the void is. The void is a way for Java to tell, look, I don't want anything in return. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that you just display this one. That's it. Don't return anything. So that's how it is in a Java language. So if, for example, if you guys making game and your game requires a lot of tiles, a lot of things, you just put a public void tile, public void steering, public void engine, public, because you don't want anything your program, Java program, to return anything. But if you are making math, for example 2 plus 2, and you want the number to display, and you return some for example the result, but you're asking, you want something in return, because that one there is no way you're making program mathematical program and you're not returning anything, or you're making mathematical methods. You're expecting, the user is going to expect in a calculator for you to return something, because they want to see the result, and that's called return. Return is very helpful in that circumstances. So that's what you can make your code easily readable with minimum coding here, and you can make your coding very, very readable. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe Crywood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.